So, if you ever struggle with making decisions, with being confident in your voice, with taking actions, even, right? If you feel like you get tense and you have anxiety, this concept I'm going to share with you in this video called the inner leader is going to help you with that. So, I'll tell you what this is by starting with a story. I knew I had a lot of potential inside of me, right? And so did others. But I kept being distracted by my mind and my body, which were getting tense in certain situations, and I wasn't able to step up to the plate and present. My biggest fear was actually presenting. It's actually being the center of attention. So I avoided many situations, despite knowing that on the inside there was that potential, right? And that is actually what the inner leader is. It's the thing beyond all the noise. It's beyond the title, it's beyond the outside, it's beyond anything that can take you off your true power. So there's many things that get in the way of this inner leader. And one of them, I gave you a clue, it's the outside, right? It's what's that person doing? It's I should fit into this. This is how I should be. And you might sometimes, like I had in previous roles, have external pressure to be a certain way, right? You might be looking at others, you might have read a lot of books about how to lead. I'm telling you now, the most important thing in leadership is the inner leader. It's a way of operating, it's a way of being, it's a way of being in your power, confidence, right? It's a way of authenticity of this is who I am. It's driven by your values, right? What you care about. So if you look at your values, hopefully you've done that once in your life. If you haven't, really take a look at what you care about, right? It's going to help you to be more powerful as a leader from the inner leader. It's meditated, right? It's this thing that is beyond body and mind, really. Because if your body and mind are reacting in many ways and all the outside is stimulating, right? As we know, our eyes are taking things in from the outside and it's adjusting, it's adjusting, it's adjusting. And that's okay, right? That's the human experience. But the inner leader is that pure potential inside. It comes from the inside out rather than outside. So let me try and fit this inside into the outside, right? And yeah, of course, in our roles, there are certain things we might have to demonstrate, right? There's important ways to be. I'm telling you now, it all comes from the inside. Even those that are in leadership positions or built some kind of empires and missions, they became that way through continuously practicing being this inner leader, right? Things showed up. It's actually the thing that birthed them, that got them going, right? That's continuously kept them going. Nothing else can do that. And I'll tell you the obstructions to this, though. This will probably help you to realize when am I out of sync to this full flow, this confidence, this inner leader acting. Number one is when you're noticing you're people pleasing, you're adjusting yourself, your authenticity. Your voice is different from that place. You know it, right? It's a different kind of voice. It's kind of like sucking this energy down, right? Biting your tongue. And again, yeah, be sharp and intelligent with how you operate in situations. You have to have some kind of intelligence and grace in certain organizations, perhaps. But your truth, this has to come out, right? Not being afraid of what others will say or think. Number two, something many coaches will not talk about, but I will because of my personal training background. The way I actually live is based off what am I putting into my body, my energy, right? Foods, really looking at this, right? What kind of foods are you putting in? What is creating lethargy, right? There's a whole neuroscience going on and it obstructs the inner leader. Because if there's certain foods that are not compliant with you, not working well with you, the way you're eating, right? There's weight on your body that doesn't need to be there sometimes. It's inflammation sometimes, right? So what doesn't need to be there? What obstructions are causing lethargy and clouded minds, right? A lot of the gut-brain connection will be occurring where the body's dealing with all the stuff in there. So there's not much clarity in here, right? I know I had that for a lot of my life. Certain foods, I was drinking teas and coffees that were not compliant and putting certain foods in, and it was creating more anxiety. So that's what I'd do with the client. I'd get them to tell me everything they're putting in, and they'll get that kind of side of me, which is looking for energy efficiency. Now, I'm coaching some people that lead in the world of football right now. They'll know all about this. What you put into the athlete is going to determine how they are, right? How they behave, how they perform. Same thing. The inner leader gets obstructed. Other thing is, how are you feeling in your body? How relaxed are you? Right? There's a lot of talk about psychological safety, about how we can help to create it, to make people feel more comfortable. I'm all for that. I think it's extremely important. However, psychological safety within yourself, you taking that on and owning it, this is important because then it means wherever you are, you can bring yourself into a grounded presence. And I noticed for most of my life, I was living in fight or flight. There was this subtle fear and worry. So I'd have this tension in my stomach, or my throat would close, my shoulders or my jaw would be tenser than they need to be. It's automatic pattern. If you can learn to create more psychological safety within yourself, knowing I'm safe, I'm okay, then there's this natural flow of breath and energy, and it comes out of the throat. We're able to speak more confidently with more joy as well, right? Heart opens more rather than in protection mode. So that will allow the inner leader to shine. Otherwise, there's this caging, and some other entity of us takes over where it's protective me, right? Proving me, defensive me. And inner leader, the calm, composed confidence sometimes get affected, doesn't even come out. Other things, values I mentioned earlier, are you living through your values? How are you being constrained by pressure? Inner leader is this calm, collected way of being confident. It's not like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, freaking out, time. You can still move very fast, right? Do a lot of things. But do you have composure? Are you free from this thing called time? Inner leader comes out. And lastly, how are you being with others? This is a big topic, so I'm going to keep it quite small today. If you're getting triggered and like, I'm defending and I'm avoiding and I don't like this and I don't like that, there's nothing wrong with preferences, right? But if it's starting to affect you and you feel closing, you're people pleasing, you're not being yourself, there's no inner leader anymore. There's this version of you which is just pleasing and acting out of out of authenticity, really, right? So authenticity is when this leader comes out and it's natural and it's easy. Confidence is easy because it's not an act anymore. Inner leader is your true self, your full potential. So how do you feel around others? For me, most of my life, I felt scared. I felt tense. My whole body would be tense around others, right? So I know exactly how this feels. I'd be wondering, how are those people so like confident and free and, and I would be in this kind of internal world. Inner leader can come out when you start shifting your relationship with others, and that's a whole different story. A lot of stuff going on in the body, right? Inner leader is also, can I be supportive? Can I lead? Can I help others? Right? Can I put that hat on to say, I'm not one of the little kids. I'm not this little hopeless kid. I can take the lead, right? I know that sounds harsh, but I hope you're getting what I'm saying. I can stand up tall. I'm not crunched up. curled up, right? I'm okay. Comes back to psychological safety. I'm okay and I can lead. Indecision comes from that place of I'm not sure, confused. I don't want to do anything wrong. So inner leader is this energy of let's go. It's going to be fine. I'm going to do well. And I don't care really what happens. And that energy around others. So I'm going to leave it as that today. And I'll give you one last thing to just ponder on, right? It doesn't matter what role you are in. A leader and a person that supports others is one that helps others bring out their inner leader, right? Their best version, most freest and most powerful version. I've been in a store sometimes and the person that I'm talking to has been so helpful, saying, yeah, let me help you with this, let me do this. They're in their power. It doesn't matter what they're doing, they're being inner leader, right? And when I've been like that, I'm really focused and helpful to others. I'm not trying to just like get, right? Or defensive. I'm just like, I'm really here. I can really serve from that place because there's inner leader that's out. Inner leader is still meditated. Inner leader is not really affected by the outside, but can be operating on the outside, right? It's not affected, but can be effective. So slow down and notice, just take some time. See if you can feel this within you. As a mini meditation, can you feel inner leader energy within you? It's the core of a tree. It's not the tree trunk. It's not the leaves. It's the energy running through it. The life force, as I call it, inner leader energy. And then what happens? All the fruit comes, the leaves are colorful. The trunk is strong because this flow is occurring. There's not this constrictions. So I'll leave that with you and I'll invite you at the end of this video, after this video, just note down anything that's obstructing you from being full inner leader. And if you're growth minded, you'll do this. All the leaders that I know, they will just take this exercise and eat it up. They'll grab a piece of paper, go for it. Because they're up for being better. They're up for looking for their blind spots and learning, right? It's not a shaming thing. It's just, all right, yeah, I'll own this and I'll just see like, yeah, what little things can I discover in this? Watch out for the ego that listens to this and says, "Oh yeah, he's just talking stuff. What does he know? And like, what's the point? I've already done that stuff before." Ego puts walls around everything, you know. I've known that for myself many times in my life, putting walls around. I want to hear this. I don't want to do that. Just invite you. And if you got something from this video, put some comments below. Let me know. And if you're interested in what it looks like to open up more of this inner leader with support from me, if you'd like to get some coaching support, if you'd like to have a conversation even, send me a message. I'd be happy to help you with that. Looking for those growth-minded people. There's ones that know there's a quiet, calm confidence inside. There's a potential, right? As soon as they come to my door, I get excited. In a leader, this has been the most powerful work in my life. So I'll leave the video there and drop any comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of as well. Enjoy your day.